Alright, so jerky recipe. The base is you got a can of Dr. Pepper, basically 2 cups. This is slightly less than 2 cups, but whatever. I mean, you're boiling it anyways to burn some of it off. So, can of Dr. Pepper, 2 tablespoons of salt. I like this pink Himalayan salt. I don't know, it just tastes good. So 2 tablespoons of salt, or 2 tablespoons, 1 tablespoon of Worcestershire, however you say it. 1 tablespoon, this is the secret to making it really, really spicy, chili garlic sauce. I found it at Fry's in the Asian aisle. Super good. It just gives this crazy like flavor punch 20 seconds into eating the jerky. And then I think it's teaspoons. Yeah, 2 teaspoons of black pepper, 1 teaspoon of garlic, 1 teaspoon of onion powder, and then a can of jalapeno peppers. And then you basically mix it all up and boil it. So here I have the mixture. Once it comes to a boil, you then take it off or put it down to low. And oops, hold on. Put the spoon back in there so I can monitor it. There we go. So bring it to a boil and then bring it back down low and let it simmer for about 15 minutes or so. And then take it out, chill it. Once it's chilled, that's when you'll get your meat. So here, I'm just doing a sirloin broil, 2.5 pounds, $10. So you want it to be a little bit. See how it's kind of. It's a little. So it's pretty much at the perfect spot. I'm just gonna let it chill just a little. Once I finish cooking my lunch, I will do it, but take it out and then just cut it thin slices. Here's some of my previous jerky I've done. This one looks like I had the red chili flakes in it. Crushed red peppers. Yep, those guys, little yellow things. So that's another good thing to put in. So this is the main recipe that I use that everyone loves, just the spice of it. And then just I guess when I get to the actual setting it up in the oven part, I'll describe that part. But yeah, that's it for now. That's the marinade. So just working on it. I'm going to make that one as well and do kind of half and half. Just so I have half of the really good spicy, half of the more sweet black peppery ones. All right, so here's the other mixture. I have the one that's boiling. Just put it down to low. And so it's kind of, actually I'm going to switch it over to just the single burn and low. So here's the other one. Again, it's all just the salt, the brown sugar, cup of soy, and I tend to like using the I only had a little bit left, the less sodium. So where is it? 575. This one has 630. I think the regular soy one has like 900 or 1,000, which is just seems ridiculous. But yeah, so that's the second mixture. Just mix it up, and then just drop the jerky strips in once they're cut up. Now I use a knife. I just use my blade and just manually do it. My dad does have a meat cutter, but it's over at his house and I don't really feel like going over to get it. And I've always just used a knife anyways, so that's pretty much it. They're coming along, and once I eat my food, then I'll get the meat out and cut that up. And then once this is cooled off, I'll drop half of it in there, half of it in here, and then let it chill in the fridge, just marinating for about 24 hours. So sometime tomorrow morning, I'll put it into the oven, and then we'll continue the video presentation on that. Alright, so meat is done. marinate's done. It's just, as you can see, the steam still. I guess I can take this off. Still cooling off. But here is all the slices. So as you can see, pretty even and consistent, just using a knife, nice and small, thin. And then, so some of them have a little bit of the fat lines in it. Try to get as much, but as you can see, like those have next to none. So if it's just like that much, I don't really care. But if there's a lot more, then I'll try to cut some of that out. But I generally, looking at the package, as you can see, there's the not much waste. So the 2.5 pounder probably came out with 2.5 pounds of jerky. But I'll generally, when I'm looking at it, kind of look from the sides and everything and try to pick one out that has the least amount of visible fat, which generally means there's hardly any inside as well. So I think I have another one. There's all my deer meat. So here's another one. This is a beef, I don't know what, see it, choice top brown roast. Just a 2 pounder. A little bit more expensive when I bought it, but as you can see, there's no visible fat. You can see just a little bit over there. So that's why I picked this one out. I've had it for, it says sell by 11/12, so I've had it for a couple weeks now. But it's all good in the freezer. But yeah, so that's that. I made the other marinade here. Got the meat and got my main marinade. So once they cool off, I'll dip them in. It's almost 12 o'clock, so by the time that cools off, it'll probably be 1 o'clock, and then yeah, be able to start the jerky sometime tomorrow. All right, so we got the 2 marinades, the sweet brown sugary one, and then the jalapeno Dr. Pepper mix. So that 2.5 pounder came out, the slices that I was able to get. Again, well, that was one of the edge pieces, so this piece is a little bit thicker there, but most of them, as you can see.
I know about 23 songs by The Edge, including The Dream Theme, Island, Alex descends into
Alexa, shut up. All right, so yeah, about 20 pieces each, and just like a little chunk of one where I cut off some fat, and then just little end pieces here, but pretty much just take them and you just dip them in, make sure they're all fully covered. Usually best to just do one at a time and just push it down. Sometimes, or the first few times I did a Ziploc bag, and so I'd basically put the mixture in that, or put them all in the bag, then pour it in, just so you can like smash it around, just to make sure everything gets part of it. Doing it this way, pretty much just have to go and once the lid's on, you can just kind of shake it around a little bit, and it does the job. So they're all in there, and then sometimes just take them, just flip them around. Then of course, once I put my hand and put the cover on it, then I will do the rest, or do the rest of it, you know. So here we go, and then I'll show you once I get to the end of it here, but just want to make sure the brown sugar didn't coagulate on the bottom. Nope. So that's the thing. Let me pause it real quick. I'm going to stir it around, get the brown sugar mixture up, because it was in the fridge. Brown sugar kind of coagulates or whatever. Alright, so let's continue on. Again, same thing, just kind of basically just want to make sure it gets on all parts of it. And then I'll show it at the end, but since this is more of a black pepper type mixture, or that's one of the 2 tablespoons, I think it was, of black pepper. Once they're taken out and they're all dried off, I will take them, or I'll sprinkle some extra black pepper on it before putting them in the oven. So it just gets a little more. This mixture actually might need a little bit more. Actually, this one would probably be better to do in a bag, or make a little bit more of the mixture. As you can see, it's kind of right at the max. So if you're doing about 10 pieces or 20 pieces, that looks like about a good mixture, 1/3 cup. Otherwise, may need just a little bit more of the soy sauce just to make the mixture big enough so it can fit everything in it. So, okay, wash my hand real quick. All right, so now that it's covered, then basically just shake it around since it's got a sealed lid. So just get it that way, so it moves it around. Same thing with the other one. So got a good mixture in there. And then just drop them in the fridge. And we're just going to wait till tomorrow morning. And I'll come in every couple hours, or depending on how... if I do it before and it's marinating while I'm at work, obviously I can't, but when I get home, I'll just take it out again and smash or shake it around. So it's just take them, just a quick grab it, shake it around. Just do that every couple hours while the marinade's running, and you're good to go. And then you just get your oven set up so I'll do that tomorrow. So I said about 1 o'clock, and it's right about 1 o'clock, so we're on track. All right, so it's jerky day. So since I just do it in the oven, normally you can get these toothpicks, just a thing of toothpicks, and you can just punch it through the top of it, and then just basically set them like that, and just hang them in there. The problem with that is, and everything drips, so you need some sort of a large pan to set across the bottom, and then I use aluminum foil just to drape it in there. Only problem with it is, as you can see, I've had some of it seep through the aluminum foil and kind of got in the bottom, so I need to clean it, but that's another project. So basically this is the sweeter black peppered one. Actually, I need this out. And so basically just put it on some sort of hard surface. I like getting a aluminum foil because it's not going to go through that, so nothing gets dirty really. You just fold that up and throw it away. You'll take them out and then just use another towel or a thing just to dry them off. So they're pretty much all dried. This one though, since I'm making this my black pepper one, I'm just gonna sprinkle a little bit extra black pepper on there, and then I'll do it on the other side once they're all on the rack, and then basically lay them out on the racks so they aren't touching. And just depending on the size will determine what direction I put them. But you don't want them touching. You just want them kind of semi-close, or as close as you can, so you can fit as many of them on there as possible. So again, this was a 2.5 pound roast. I have 20 slices of each, or 21 slices, whatever it came out to. So we'll see if this, actually I may want to turn them the other way, but you get the point. So that's pretty much it. Every 2 sets I'll probably replace this with another towel, so having lots of these is handy. So I'll go and finish them up and then kind of show you the rest of it. All right, so we had a little bit too much to fit on this little pan. So obviously I could get a bigger pan because you can see it comes halfway, but so I just put my other, that long one in here, made kind of a drip pan out of some aluminum foil, hung the extra pieces, and then just have to kind of be careful laying it in there so I don't bump them. So there, got the jerky in. Go, and then just gonna do, so basically do 350 or 325, 350-ish for about 10 to 15 minutes. And then you'll drop it down to the lowest setting, which mine, the lowest it goes is 170. So if yours is 180, do 180. If it's 160, 160. And then it's anywhere from 3 to 4 hours. So the last time I did these two batches together, the black pepper sweet one, or brown sugar black pepper soy one, came out a little bit drier because they apparently don't hold the liquid or the marinate as well as this other batch. So you just want to check them. I'd say about the 3 hour mark, you'll want to go ahead and check it. And basically just come in, just grab them. So I can just check these ones, but if you're using the racks, you'll want to flip them about 2 hours in. Just flip them so the other side can get a little bit drier, because if you're hanging them, they're nice because all the liquid just drips right down, and then both sides are even. Here, the whole top side doesn't get quite as, or the bottom side is a little more moist than the top side. So you just have to flip them halfway through it. But that is pretty much it. And again, nice cleanup is just, other than a little spilling there, just fold this up and just toss it with the rest of your stuff. And then again, 350 for about 10 minutes just to get the initial searing and cooking in there. And then drop it down to your lowest temperature setting for about 3 to 4 hours. Testing it the 3 hour mark, and then just every 10 minutes, depending on how firm or how dry you want it. Just do that. And then what I have is this food saver guy. So I just bought one of these from Fry's. It's a little food saver. So I have that bottom one there. It's a small one. And that's what these jerky are made from. So it's just this nice little bag. You just airtight, and then just toss them in your fridge or your freezer, and they'll last a couple months. If they're out, I'll usually use a jar, a sealable jar like that, and then just keep them in the fridge so they last longer. Otherwise, if you're going to keep them out on the floor or on the counter, I would recommend eating them within a week or so. But yeah, so that is the jerky process. Doesn't take too long. Depending on the marinade, which really doesn't matter what you use, just find one you like. Chill or marinate it for about 24 hours. So right now it's 9 o'clock. We finished the marinade. I think it was like 12:50 last night, so a little under 24 hours, but doesn't matter. So I just marinate it, get out, dry them off, either hang them or just lay them in there. If you have a dehydrator, you can do the same thing. If you have a smoker, I don't really know how to do that because I've never done it. I don't know if that's the same kind of concept or not, but yeah. So there we go. Jerky. I'll have that in about 3.5 hours. Peace. All right, so it's in there with at the 350 rating right now. why that pan's still steaming. Or why the oven is. Oh well. So as you can see, there's quite a bit of too much steam. Quite a bit of dripping going on. That's why you need that either the drip pan or something underneath it if you're going to be hanging it, because you don't want all that liquid. There's even a lot of liquid on the main pans, but one thing you can do is prop open the oven like that. Basically just allows more circulation just to help the moisture escape. But I typically do that once I turn it, or once the higher temperature kicks in. I'll open it up. That's why I have that little temperature gauge right there. So I can see what the temperature is, open it up, and then switch it to the 170, watch it drop down, and then I'll crack the door open with the spoon. So just another little tip. I've done it both ways, with it fully closed the entire time, with it fully out, or with it cracked. Don't really notice the difference, but it just seems to make some more sense. The other thing is that I found, at least with my oven, is I used to set it for 3 hours, and then depending on how it looked, I would either take it out, I'd be done, or I'd extend the time. The problem is my oven, just extending the time after the initial cook time or bake time, whatever it is, goes off, it resets the temperature back to the default, which is 350. So a few of the batches I had, I would put in for the 3 hours, it would finish, I would increase it by 20 or 30 minutes, close it back up, but the temperature would rise back up, and then it basically just start searing the jerky. And so it just starts smoking in there because they just start dripping even more because it's like actually frying and cooking it. And so that like the whole oven would just smoke up and then just bring smoke everywhere. My whole house is smoky from it. The jerky still tasted fine. You could just tell it almost tasted like it came out of a smoker because there's actual smoke building up around it. But yeah, I wouldn't recommend that. So depending on your oven, that's why I've now started setting it for 4 hours total. So then I can just come in at 3 hours, check it, come in at 330, 340, 350, and so forth, just to make sure the temperature stays at the 170. More useful tips. All right, so 2 hours, 38 minutes left. As you can see, it's already, let me just pull one of these out real quick just to show. You can already see it, if it'll focus. It's drying up. It can still bend a little bit, but it's getting to that jerkiness. But I'm gonna go ahead and pull out the trays so I can go ahead and flip them. Let's see. Be careful so I don't knock down the. Grab my other glove. I don't want to knock the ones on the toothpicks down. There we go. All right. So yeah, then basically we'll go. Just flip them over. Yeah, so these I'll need to take out sooner, but again, let's see how it's getting to the jerky texture. But there's just a little bit, since the bottom side can drip off and drain it, the top kind of has some extra moisture on it. so it's good to get it to drop off. And this batch might actually take a lot less time. So you can see all that. That's all the drip from the hanging ones. I don't know if you can see that. All that liquid that's still runny down there. So like that. There we go. See how it's still wet down there. So I guess the bottom may be slightly wetter because it's still touching the barbs, but now it's going to get some extra air. I got a lot more room now on the tray after they shrink up a bit. That. Back into the oven. That back under just in case some more drops. Again, put the little to crack it open, and we continue the countdown.